Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Red Room with Fat Fabes. I'm Fat Fabes, your host. Yes, thank you to the 8 people who've joined us again. Your ringgit 50 will be in the mail. We've got 8 people. We're going for 10 people who watch this every week. We're down to our season 3. We've had some really good guests. No one famous yet. They say you bring in the famous people and they'll make the show happen. They work. So I've got a very special guest here today. She is, I don't know if you can call her a speed demon, but she's always on wheels. If you know what I mean. You don't. Well, let me introduce our guest to you. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for Ida Nerina.
All 8 of you. Thank you.
I know. We managed to get who was 7. We got one last minute. So yeah, we increased the.
That's okay. I'll get my kid.
I'll
Get me. Yeah.
We'll send the mail. The check in the mail.
Oh, thanks.
$2.50 per click.
Okay.
And then extra 50 cents if you share.
Oh, okay. Really?
Yeah, we're trying to build.
Right. So nothing's changed in audience. You pay audience to work. Okay.
Right.
I get it.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy to have you. I cannot pretend to not know you. So I've got this thing that I do in the Red Room where I pretend not to know people and I ask the dumbest questions and I just want to see their reaction. But I cannot pretend not to know you.
Really? Why?
I've been a fan forever. A fan forever. And I don't know who wrote these questions. Just because somebody took the time and trouble to write these questions, I'll ask a few from here. But otherwise, I just wanted to know, you've acted in like 20 over movies.
Oh my God, really?
Really, you did. I just checked out Laya Lara la, Sepet la, Mimpi Moon la, the one that was in la.
That somebody was in but wasn't credited.
No, I was not, thanks.
I was very much in it. Shaimi Baba, you have to answer.
Yeah. Apa ni, Kak? Out of all these movies that you've acted in, right? By the way, you're amazing in all of them, but the one movie that I remember, the funny thing is, I don't know whether I've gotten it mixed up with Mimpi Moon or another movie, but you played this Spanish or Mexican character.
Mimpi Moon.
Mimpi Moon. And I'm like, wow, that was so real. Yeah. I'm like, Salma Hayek got nothing on you. It's like, we have our own. You played it so well. So I was just wondering, right? If you had to play that character again, would you be able to pull it off?
Mira, escucha, estoy pensando.
Okay, so let's do a scene right now, right? I'm the love of your life, but I don't know that you've got the hots for me, and now this is the final straw. You've confronted me, and you're going to tell me how much you love me. All right, ready? But you're this hot it's my fantasy now, okay? So it's hot Spanish woman that's got the hots for me. And you're gonna make me understand it.
Okay.
All right. Uyo.
Me gusta la comida Malaysia.
Okay, where do I sign? Wow, what did you just say?
I like Malaysian food.
I almost believe you. Thank God. I don't know whether my wife is watching this.
Acting.
Acting, yeah. So I'm going to go with one of the questions here, okay? If there's one prop that you could steal from any of the sets that you've been on, like, Suso was good though.
Yeah. Suso
was scary.
Yeah.
You were freaky in Suso.
Yeah, I was. I watch it and, recently.
Freak yourself out?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, that was creepy. Why did I play creepy? I should have just been nice. Yeah. Like most creepy people are actually really nice and sweet to look at.
So then you are really creepy.
You're nice and sweet. It was really creepy.
Right. So if there's one prop that you could take from a movie set that you were in, what would it be? And what movie?
Oh my God. The Kain Batik in Sepet that I danced with Harith in.
Ooh. That you never kept it?
The baju,
No.
Okay, that's not prop though, so it doesn't count, right?
Count.
Oh dear. Maybe a VCD that Jason.
Really?
sold or something. No, I don't know. I don't know because I'm so good. I never think of, sorry, I never think of swiping things. I always ask.
Right. I've
So-
heard of so many actors who swipe things from movie sets.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's, if anything, it's like, if you like a wardrobe, like Lara, there were lots of clothes that I liked, and I just asked them, oh, can I have this? Can I have that? But it was, but most of the time I didn't just, but I do see people swiping. Damn, why didn't I?
Yeah. You should have.
Bodoh,
That's
I
the
should have
retirement
planned.
plan.
Dude,
Once you're done, it's like, oh, look, I've got this.
yeah,
You what?
eBay.
Yeah, exactly.
eBay the dang
Oh,
thing.
man, you
Oh
didn't
my
have a
God.
retirement plan. That's the problem.
Wow, bodoh. No, actually, what I did do was a lot of the Malaysian film budgets, a lot of them you provide your own bajus.
Right.
So there was this jacket that I wore in Lara's opening scene.
Okay.
It was a designer Moschino actually, and it had metal embellishment thimbles.
Right, right.
And I actually very stupidly gave it to some kid. I mean, it went to a good cause. I hope they weren't kidding me. They said, we're doing a charity, or doing auction.
Look, I'm doing a charity.
Yeah. So I went and gave it. And then, of course, like 5 years down the road, I'm like, why did I do that?
Yeah,
That
why
could have been my retirement plan.
There you go, eBay.
Yeah.
Now, in all the roles that you played, was there like a specific role that you played that was so unlike you, so uncomfortable, but you pulled it off anyway? Because I've watched quite a few of your movies. To be honest, not all, here and there, Suso was definitely one of it. But that was so not you, but you still managed to do it.
To be honest with you, all of them.
Really?
Yeah, most of them are not really.
But you're
I mean,
such a
but that's
natural actor,
but that's
actress.
too kind.
No,
I struggle with a lot of them, but you just, but that's the beauty of being an actor, because then you get to be other different people and just,
Right.
and some people, get into the rut of being typecast for certain things.
Yes.
So I'm quite lucky, I think. I managed to have quite a range of characters. You think so? Thank
Yeah.
you.
I was just reading up on it. Not that I really knew.
Yes. So but I think one in particular I really struggled with internally was Anna, the character arranged for her cousin to be raped. That was really hard for me to say. I can't even,
Wow.
because how do you do that to another human being?
Right. How do you do that?
Wah, so drama. Senang je.
This is, we're going to get 10 people after this. That's for sure. Wow.
But yeah, it was very, very hard.
So wait,
to do
in
that.
Anna, I never watched it, but in Anna, what character did you play?
Okay, so I played an aging has-been model who's
Okay.
struggling to look young.
Oh, like a tai like that.
No, I mean like really a working model.
Okay.
So I actually lost a lot of weight for that. People talk about their characters losing weight. I put on weight for a lot of my films like Pontianak as the midwife. I put on weight. People don't talk about it. I lost weight for Anak. People don't talk about it. I was literally like 45 kgs
Wow.
because I wanted to look anorexic,
Right.
like
Model
as
type.
supermodels.
Right.
Oh, sorry, girls. And so she lives with this very sweet cousin who's played by Era Fazira.
Right.
And even when we were rehearsing, I'm looking at her, I'm like, oh, bitch, you're so beautiful. Your lips so cantik, your muka so cantik. Wow. So I was trying to draw on like and enhance that feeling to hate her. She's not very easy to hate, okay?
Right. Right. Not very easy to
She's
hate.
not very easy to hate because she's so beautiful and so
Right.
nice and so
Right.
sweet, I enjoyed working with her on that. And so that was the struggle, I'm
So
like
you had
looking.
plan for her to get raped.
Yes, so that she would get pregnant, and then I would get the baby. kill the baby off, and you.
Oh,
but-
this story, man. Evil.
yeah, it's really evil. It's
Wow.
evil. Yeah, yeah.
So was that the most
Michael-
uncomfortable?
That was one of the most uncomfortable ones, definitely.
But you managed to pull it off.
Yes, and yeah, and there's also been other films, which I'm not going to mention the names, where I've had to work with people who are not very
Kind, nice.
cooperative,
Right.
not giving as actors themselves. But as an actor, you shouldn't blame the other person,
Absolutely.
so you deal with it. And you just suffer in silence, and only people in the industry would know who I'm talking about. But
Yeah, sure. I don't act.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in all the movies that you've acted, I was just going through some of the movies that you've acted. I think a lot of people would think, oh, she's such an amazing actress. She walks in on the set and boom, everybody listens to her, or she's the diva, or it's going to be easy because look at her status and things like that. But really, how difficult is it to be in a movie playing the lead role? In any movie for that matter. Because all we see is what we see on the screen.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. But do you go home like crying, or you want to pull out your hair because it was a horrible day? How difficult is it for someone like you on a movie set?
It's a walk in the park. It's nothing. I just go in.
Don't believe I should lie.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
That's what it feels like, right?
No, it's not easy. I mean, rehearsal is very important. I'm very big on rehearsals, and Shami Baba, showed us that that's really necessary. With Lailara especially, that's probably my favorite project ever.
Lailara.
Yeah, Lailara, Sepet, yes. Sepet was easy, like shoot. But with Lailara, Suhaimi and her team involved me from the very beginning, including casting.
Wow.
Yeah. And
so you were part of casting as well?
Well, no, I just like to kachao and sibuk.
You want to sibuk lah?
I want to sibuk. She didn't say, "Oh, Ida, come give your opinion." No, it wasn't like that.
Okay.
Oh, can I see who can I see?
Okay.
And then it was just fun, and to see open auditions as well. It was just so funny, and some of the people who came to audition, the characters made it to the movie, for example. So that was fun. But to get on set, you need to be prepared. I mean, if I say anything, to all my actors as well, because I direct as well now. So it's not just the script. You're memorizing. I'm seeing a lot of people just reciting the script and,
without feeling it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched movies where you can see the actors acting, and I've watched movies where you think it's so real.
Yes.
And there's a big difference.
Yes, there is a huge difference. And I think it's to do with timing as well. When you're doing a TV series, for example, you got 20 episodes, you need to shoot like 20 scenes in one day. You're just churning it out, right?
You just boom, boom.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. And it's like, I've been in situations like that and I really hated it. But you did it. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But with films, you get a bit more the luxury of rehearsing a bit more and get to know your characters, your other characters, your co-actors, and you work with them. So you memorize your emotions as well. So when you go on set, you just switch it on.
It just comes on like that.
Yeah,
Is it the same being on stage though? I'm sure it's not.
Stage is an actor's medium. Obviously,
Right.
Everybody says that, right?
Well, I've got a good line, but write it down. Somebody talk to him. Stage as if stage is an actor's medium.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's actually quite known, that stage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that guy.
So radio too long.
Yeah. So, where were we?
The difference between being in a movie on a movie set or on stage.
Stage is larger than life. So stage, you have to enhance, but the movements are bigger because people are seeing you whole, live, and the journey to get to that hopefully is longer because you have intense period of rehearsals and stuff like that, and you just the biggest difference I can say, and the most obvious one would be like on film is like tiny movements, like just an eye moving or whatever, and then with stage you might have to just turn your whole face or whatever.
But
It's
the
like,
camera's panned at you, so
yeah, exactly.
you
You know,
can see it, right?
yeah. So, but the thing is, I feel if you have an over actor, it's easier to control than somebody who is an under actor.
Okay. I mean, the first time we all saw Jim Carrey, who was an overactor, a lot of people hated him. They couldn't understand that overacting, right?
Yeah.
But after a while, we kind of got used to it, and so much so that everything else that came up to that was like so mundane and like, what acting is this?
Well, no, to be honest with you, I mean, I really, like you, I'm sorry, Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I think you're really talented, but I really found it, so annoying, you know, like, everything, everything, like, yeah, so everything, yeah, I don't know. It was just like, too much, so in your face.
Yeah.
But then I watched my favorite film, actually, Beautiful Mind.
Oh, Beautiful Mind. Okay.
And also, he was very good as Latka. What was that? Man on the Moon.
Man on the Moon.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
wow,
really
wait.
loved it.
Sorry, okay.
Right?
Man on the Moon.
Yeah. I mean, and then I thought, okay, this is what, And I guess maybe he's like, the Lady Gaga of film. Because he went big
And then
and got the attention and then...
eased off. I don't know.
And
whether-
no, not ease off. Just show people this is actually what I can do.
Right. You're right. I think just like when Lady Gaga did that performance on stage, she sang, she did the whole, oh my God, what was that called again? I was a child when I watched that movie. Oh my God, I cannot think. Somebody say something. Oh my goodness. The hills are alive.
Oh.
Sound of
Music.
She did the whole. Oh my God, I had to sing it to get up. But yeah, and everyone was stuck. They were like, "Wow,
Yeah.
she can."
She's really talented. And I mean, when she first came, I was like, okay, am I getting tour or is this like really like OTT and like,
Walking around with dress
like,
made
or
up.
she have talent? And I was like, okay, the music was like, but then you get to know her. Like, obviously, when she did that film,
Yeah.
Star is Born again.
Yeah.
You saw the talent and you actually saw her face and she's actually really talented as Jim Carrey is. I mean, but this one, she writes, she sang and she can sing. Her range is amazing, as I'm sure his is,
Yeah.
Can
Can we go a little personal?
Oh, okay.
Sure.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see.
If I keep quiet, the pregnant pause.
The pregnant pause. How did your life change after the accident?
Tremendously.
I mean, I bet you're now doing wheelies and stuff like that
No,
on
not really.
your wheelchair, no?
No.
No. How fast
I've fallen a few times.
how fast have you gone on those things? It's like,
Oh,
have you gotten a ticket for it? No.
1 mile an hour.
But how did it change? I read about it and I was shocked. And then
Yeah, everyone was shocked. I was shocked. But
I like that.
yeah. Like, what? No. How did it change? It was interesting. I think obviously it changed a lot because for the last, the first 20, 30 years of my career, whatever, 20 years of my career. Oh, so long. Let's say 5 years of my career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do
So
that.
too old. No, it was. I'm trying to place. I think it's about. Yeah, it was about 20 years into my career, right? And I'd been in the front line, semi-front line, or whatever for a long time. So it was maybe just the universe, Allah's way, God's way of saying like, take a step back, or
But I think when it happened, you were still at your prime. You were still at your peak. You were still doing movies, and everyone still, that name was just.
I was in the middle of a stage play that was directed by Sue Langs.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and it was
I
called
had
A
the
Good
show.
Body.
Yeah. Oh, I had her on the show as well, and it just went a whole different direction.
Sorry?
I had Susan Lancaster. I had her on the show.
Oh, okay.
And it went a whole different direction. Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't need any questions, but but when that happened, how did it change?
Well, for one thing, the major thing was that I was 5'4.5", 5'5", and I'm not that height anymore. That's the major change. But
Sorry, I helped Buzz say something. It's like she could play Yoda in Star Wars.
yes, I could, except I'm not as wise.
Oh,
Wise not, I am.
there you go.
There you go. So, but then it made me realize that, okay, I really do want to pursue directing.
Yeah.
So Sue again, bless her. We did a show where I directed, Zahim and Gavin and Stephanie Van Driesen and my late friend Tanya Khan, who I did The Amazing Race with.
Right.
Directed her, Ash, and Vince Chong. So I directed them, and that was my first return to directing, I think, because I did 8 years ago with.
How long was the gap though between?
Did
Did you take like a year sabbatical?
maybe a year, because you spend like 5 hours a day doing physio and all that. So, I never talk about this. This is this should get you at least 20 viewers.
Thank you. I'll share some of the profits with you. About $4 or so.
Yeah. So and then I'm like, no, I did that, and then directed, and then I started directing award shows, and then I creative director. I've got 52 short films under my belt as creative director. So I got busy. And
did it make you feel bigger, stronger?
No.
Now that you've taken the role of a director, being on a wheelchair.
Yeah, kau dari sini. Okay, orders from me now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no.
No.
No, you don't feel bigger. But okay. So with directing, right? I'm going to touch on what I'm working a little bit. I'm working on this piece that I have directed before.
Oh.
Okay, I've directed it twice, and then I realized that I'm so stingy with it because it's very precious to me.
It was so good you had to direct it twice.
Yeah, it was so good. I was like, I won't do it again. But I realized it allows me to work with some of the most talented actors we have in Malaysia. Right. And I've had like amazing female actors or whatever. And I realized, for a lot, what?
Sticking to see if you sent me a message. You said most talented actors in Malaysia. I didn't get a message. Anyway, so you were saying?
Perasaan nak makan. Yeah. So that's the good giveaway.
So it changed in the sense that, you've taken on a different role. You're now directing, producing.
Yeah.
Would you go back acting?
Hell no.
Really?
No, what for?
But you're so good at it.
No, I'm only now half good at it. So
you're whole from here up. So,
yeah. No, I did do a couple like this. I did something for Shuaimi Baba, Tanda Putra. I did
think about it. A comeback by Ida Nerina. Starring role. Dude, I am telling you, there's something here. How much to make a movie? I'll just check my account and see. I no money.
Definitely not for RM4 anymore.
But no, never thought of it.
No, I did it for Shumi. I did it for Zahim. With Spilled Gravy on Rice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And but I don't think so. I mean, I got a couple of offers, but it's not really a recent one. I wish I did say yes to, but I couldn't.
Which one was that?
Oh, I can't say because I didn't do it. And how would that actress feel?
Too bad.
Knew that they offered it to me.
Harold, show it. You could tell us how she felt.
She would feel pretty like, oh, what? Everybody said no, and I got the part. Okay.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's
okay. So I'm not gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. So Ida, tell us what's happening now with you. What's the project? What's the latest? What's going on?
Oh my God, so much is happening.
Let's start. See?
Okay, since you very kindly featured our What a Load of Jit show in January, which was the launch of this whole year of madness. That's what I'm working on, you know. I think so every month I mentioned to you, but maybe these 4 viewers of yours don't know. Eight. Okay, sorry, 9 today. It's a year-long project celebrating the wit and the wicked wit and wisdom of Aziz Mirzan Murad, Jit Murad. And
Amazing man.
I think the reason a lot of people think that we're doing it, Zahim and I, my partner, Datuk Zahim, sorry.
Oh, yes.
In Drama Lab, Sdn Bhd, we have decided to do this not because he was a good friend, but because Jit was really, really vital in painting the landscape of our arts and culture of Malaysia in the 90s, 2000, you know, and he had his foot in so many things. I mean, enough to make us stretch it to a year. So every month we have a different event. So we went through his career. We went through his career on the launch.
Right.
And from...
I heard it took forever. There was just so much.
There was just so much. It was like a sleepover. Thank you to everyone who stayed. So how do you shorten a career span? It was possible, but then you'd lose essential bits.
Correct.
You know, it was a whopping. It was like a Shuaimi Baba epic film. You know, like 4 hours long. You know, yeah. Got one intermission. Poor people. So anyway, but so in February we did a talk. Zahim and I did a talk. Datuk. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you guys can figure out what to do with that one. Okay, so in February, Zahim and I did a tour at Ilham Gallery because they had an exhibition called Boom Boom Parody and Parties in the 90s.
Right.
And Jit's, a lot of Jit's writing was written in the 90s, including this one that I'm directing called Visits, and a couple that Zahim's directed. So, and we did that. And then in March, we had International Women's Day. We had a webinar with all the actors, female actors who had worked on Jit's plays or films, you know, like Bernice Choli, who now lives in Sweden. And then there's
Also, you got everybody together.
Together. We did a webinar. It was great, you know. It'll be available on, can I mention Cloudjoy?
Please.
Yeah. So it'll be available on Cloudjoy soon. So you can pay-per-view so we can make our RM4 push.
Correct, there you go.
Oh, there you
Everybody
go, right?
makes money.
Everybody gets happy, yeah. So then that's March. And then in April, we had playwriting because Jit obviously was playwriting.
Yeah.
Drama Lab was initially started, it was an offshoot from Instant Cafe Theatre, right?
Started by Jit?
Instant Cafe Theatre was Jit, Joe, Andrew, and Zahim, right? And then because Jit was writing really well, and then they're like, oh, I think Christian Jit challenged her, why don't you guys just, you know, do this or whatever? And then they created Drama Lab to nurture new writers, Malaysian writing and Malaysian writers, and well, essentially Jit, obviously. So he was one of the founders of Drama Lab, and then. So that was in March, right? So in May, playwriting. We've already got to April, Ida. April was playwriting. So recently in May, we had a cabaret setting for his stand-up. So he had this character called Renee Choi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember Renee Choi? Yeah. So he did that, and we did that. And in June is my play. You know,
so where in June is this happening?
Okay, 19th we're having open rehearsals for students, open full dress. But the 20th of June to the 29th of June at PJ Pack Nero.
Okay.
Yeah.
28 and 29. What did you just say? 28 and 29, right?
Obviously, this flirt doesn't listen to people.
I am listening.
Interviewing them because he's relying on the playback.
No,
20th to the 29th.
I heard 28 to the 29th. The 20th sounded like a
Tanda-tanda dah tua tak?
Itulah tu.
It's okay. 20th to 29th of June. And Yeah, so that I'm very excited about that. Like I said to you just now, I get to work with some of the best actors, and in my previous stagings of it, I worked with Melissa Sila, Lisa Osman.
Oh my God, the name Melissa.
Yeah.
I heard her name.
Sophia Jane,
Jane for sure.
Yeah, and then the second.
I remember the scene.
Oh, what? Nasi Gangkai.
Yes. I'm sorry.
So
What's the
jantan.
best scene ever?
Yeah. It was very good.
Yeah.
I was supposed to get that role.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was shooting something with somebody else. I already said yes to Selubong.
Oh, which was a great.
Yeah, so say thank you to me, Soph. I love you.
There you go.
Yeah. So, no, I wanted that role. I did audition for it. So anyway, then the second installment, I had Vanida Imran, I had Sarah Sharum, and Lisa Osman again.
Okay.
Okay, so now 20 years on, we're restaging it, and I have
All back.
got. Sorry.
They're all back.
Yes, one is Sophia Jane, but she's going to be playing a different character.
Oh.
Yeah, she's graduated. Dah tua kan?
Okay.
Well, not tua lah. So sorry.
Steady on camera, yeah, that way. Right.
No, wait. I mean, we.
Dah senior sikit lah.
No, we're not ages, but we realized, and also I wanted her to try a different facet of her own acting. So to be honest with you, is because I feel that Sophia Jane has grown so much, her acting, her crafting of her crafting of a craft. What English is that? Yeah, crafting of a craft, like crafting beer. What?
One cent.
Yeah, you see, so she's grown so much, and I think there's several directors who work well with her. I think Namron is one. He's really good at directing her, and me. Sorry, Uwe. So,
There you go.
But so I wanted her to challenge and try something, and it's really difficult to play this character, the nurse,
Right.
because Lisa Osman played it previously.
Right.
So those are big shoes to fill, right?
So now it's her.
Yeah.
What
So
she'll do.
yeah. So now for sister-in-law to replace Sophia, and it must be interesting for her. I'm interested to see what the dynamics are like. Is Nadia Akila, who's also super talented. Like she sings amazingly, but she's also a damn good actress.
No, Nadia Akira.
What, dude?
Maybe I do, but maybe I don't know. I know you, but yeah. Anyway, I will go and do my research.
Yeah, and then we've got
At least I'm being honest.
yeah. See Nadia, get out there, girl. So and then I've got well, you'll know her after you see the play.
There you go. I'll be there.
Yeah, and we've got Nabila Huda.
Okay.
As the woman who was played by Melissa Sila and Vanida Imran.
Right.
And these girls are so talented, and I'm really excited to on this, with them, this journey with them.
So this will be your biggest, you think? This would be something you
Biggest what?
directing, bringing all these people together.
How big can it be? You're directing the same play for 3 times already.
Always get better. It could always get better.
It can only get better. Yeah, you have your dream team. You're great. I got Raja Malik doing my set design. I've got amazing stage management team. I've got a great assistant.
So that's different. I am very sure. No matter how many times you've directed it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, the first time I directed it, I was quite shallow. So I think that's the beauty of Jit's writing. You take whatever level you're at in your life, mentally and intellectually.
Right.
So then you go back and then you're like, oh wait, there's that layer, and then there's another layer. I mean, people say this kind of thing, but it's more obvious to me now, going back to the script. There are so many other things. So I'm going to go hopefully there's more depth. Hopefully you get some depth as you go older. So that's in June, July. We've got a symposium.
Right, so you've got an insane year. It's like literally filled.
Music talk hopefully in August, and then September we've got screening of films he's done. October exhibition, November don't know what, and then Zahim's going to be directing a first draft play. Called Entourage. And to be honest with you,
any Indian fellow?
Oh, bouncer got bouncer. You audition then. Yeah. So hopefully you get credited if you do it.
Yeah, at least now I can prove it.
Yeah. So So Jit's writing, his first draft is to me better than a lot of people's final draft. Sorry, folks,
Right.
but yeah. So
I mean, the man is
that's a whole year,
That's a
and
whole
we're documenting ZSA Zarul
Okay.
Zahim's brother. He's because they won finance won best film Spilled Gravy, so they got a grant. And then so they pitched the idea of doing a documentary on Jit. So we're documenting this whole year.
Wow. So
So it's a lot that's going on.
So where do I go to get all this information? Is there like one spot that I can go and find out what's happening throughout the year?
Yeah. We have a program online at the moment of the year.
Right.
But some of the venues are not confirmed or anything like that. So we have what's happening, what month and stuff like that. But a lot of the tickets are being sold. They're listed or sold on CloudJoy.
Right.
Or mine is at One Tix because the performance is at PJ Pack, of course.
Right, cool.
You know.
And finally, now really finally.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So fast, like timeline.
I know,
I
right?
don't know how you're going to edit this epic
This is going to be the longest one yet.
because I talk so much.
No, it's fine. It's great. I'm so happy to have you here. At one point, I thought you're not coming already. You said, "Man,
Because outside, I was very punctual. I was waiting the security guard.
what do you want to say to the now generation, the people who are creating content after content, and anything is content for them on social media? You know, I do a backflip and I fall on my head and ha, that's content. I've got 5 million views. What do you want to say to these people? How do you tell them that there is content and there is content? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I know what you mean, but coming from someone who has, 29,000 followers only as opposed to 5, 20 million, 90 million.
Well, toss aside during a back, they have 20 million. Yeah. That's the thing I don't understand about content. It's the, I don't want to use the word, but it's the not so smart things that get 1 million views. When somebody puts a lot of thought and effort into something and everyone goes like, all right, next.
You know, that's like films, right? If you make it at the box office, chances are you won't win awards.
Yes.
But you win awards as best content creator and all that. Actually, I would love it if one of you amazing content creators, got in touch with me and told me how to do it. So,
oh, look at that. Did you hear that?
Teach me how you do it.
Oh, wow. That'd be so good. So I don't know how you're going to get in touch with her, but if you do get in touch with her... Instagram. There, go to Instagram, send her a DM and tell her that you want to teach her how to do content your style.
Yeah, then tell me how. But make sure you have above 1 million, 2 million followers minimum. If not, don't waste my time. You know, I feel like sorry.
But for 8 people, she can.
I did.
Show.
I did because I'm from
so
that.
much.
I'm Gen X.
Say here, Jen. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Dude,
You want to do official handshake? Oh, no need lah. Handshake. Ida Nerina in the Red Room. Until next week, this is Fat Fabes. We'll see you. Bye.